The Unist'ot'en pipeline feud is between the Wet'suwet'en Nation of British Columbia, the Canadian government, and Trans-Canada Pipeline. This issue began in 2011 when the Coastal GasLink pipeline was proposed. The Coastal GasLink pipeline is a $6 billion natural gas pipeline that spans across the Canadian Rockies. The pipeline begins in Dawson Creek and ends in Kitimat, BC, spanning about 670 kilometers. This pipeline is being built so that gas can be easily exported to Asian customers. The quickest route from Dawson Creek to Kitimat is right through Wet'suwet'en territory. Though 20 First Nation groups made deals with Trans-Canada Pipeline allowing them to use their land, the Wet'suwet'en hereditary chief claims that these band councils only have jurisdiction over their reserves. The Wet'suwet'en hereditary chief has authority over 22,000 square kilometers of the nation's traditional territory, which was recognized as land that was never legally given to the Crown through a treaty or other agreement in 1977 by the Supreme Court of Canada. This means that the Canadian government has no jurisdiction over that land. The Wet'suwet'en people are against the building of this pipeline through their land, and Trans-Canada Pipeline and the Canadian government have gone through many lengths to convince and force the Wet'suwet'en people to allow them to exploit their land.
The heart of this issue is that the Canadian government disregarded the full jurisdiction of Wet'suwet'en hereditary chiefs and permitted pipeline companies to trespass the territory of Wet'suwet'en peoples to seek profit. The pipeline companies lied to band members that the gas was natural gas and was completely safe. Chief D'Stahill made a statement to the Coastal GasLink and band members that revealed their lies. He explained that the method used to extract gas, hydraulic fracking, is toxic to the environment because of all the chemicals that are used in the process. He also stated that the people of Wet'suwet'en seek to protect their territory from the government and pipeline companies. However, his voice was never heard.
On January 6, 2019, the RCMP released a statement to the media in order to borrow the raid, stating that the trial determining the jurisdiction of Aboriginal people to the land from the 1997 Canadian Supreme Court was never held, which makes the ownership over territory invalid. A portion of that statement was later removed from the RCMP website due to its controversy and now can no longer be found on any media sites. After more than a year, the RCMP officially came back and released the announcement on February the 11th, 2020, saying they will continue working in the Wet'suwet'en territory pipeline. The Coastal GasLink project is set to reach 80% of its completion due to the most recent update on November 29, 2022, and it is expected to be finished in 2023. Eventually, the government had poorly resolved the problem they initially brought up. They had completely destroyed their reputation with the indigenous community, causing injustice by stripping the people's basic rights over their territory ownership.
This issue relates to the food sovereignty issue in Curve Lake First Nations. Just like how James is fighting to protect Bannomin wild rice, the Wet'suwet'en people are fighting to protect their land. From another perspective, the two situations are similar in a way that both parties are not willing to come to an agreement and find a middle ground. However, the resistance against oppression should be acknowledged.